Ooh.
I get good at the
You've
growl.
been practicing.
Did you hear it in my throat? It helps that I'm a little nasally.
Okay. Let me get ready.
Okay.
Penny.
Ooh, these springtime allergies are helping everybody. Well, we have a very exciting day today. It also
Yes.
another one. We keep on going one after the other after the other.
No, that's what she said.
Yeah. Great shows, like great orgasms.
Mm-hmm.
Kelly, you want to start with your one?
We didn't say why we had another good one today. We're just gonna
We're gonna hold you in suspense.
we're gonna edge you.
Even though you probably know from the promos. But
Yeah,
okay.
whatever. Okay, yeah, we're gonna talk about the wine.
Let's do it.
All right. I got this because I've had this brand before and I have not had this varietal of this brand.
Mm.
But I love their labels and I love what they're called. Juggernaut.
I saw that label when I was pouring it, and it looks really cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's the Juggernaut.
It is cool.
And this is Pinot Noir, Russian River
Ooh,
Pinot.
does that mean it's light? Like the light color?
A
Mm.
little bit. This is the Russian River Pinot Noir. Oh, harnessing the power of nature.
Ooh, that's a good one for this.
Yeah. Juggernaut grapes are grown in challenging conditions where true grit, sounds like savage grit, true grit and determination yield spectacular results. Steadfast Pinot Noir vines endure unwavering amidst Steadfast Pinot Noir vines endure unwavering amidst inhospitable conditions, battered by wind and fog, struggling to utilize every precious hour of warmth and sunlight over long growing seasons. The reward is a balance of intensity and grace with unrelenting flavors of red cherry, berry, and spicy floral notes. Overcoming hardship builds character. Sounds like Kelvin's dad. So this is Kelvin's dad.
I like it. Well,
I do. I really like
better
that.
be good. I guess it's a dad.
I really like how it's like, Penny likes that. But I do like how it's all like, rah! That goes with our book for sure.
Yeah, Calvin's dad.
Yeah. So this should be a little bit of a lighter color.
It
is.
It is. I can see it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. We got some light.
Oh, yeah, you got some. Not as many as you normally do.
No, well, Pinot is a little bit thinner too.
That's true. Do it.
I get that berry. And you get some of that floral. It's a little like rose petally.
Ooh, you like the rose petal wines, I've noticed.
I'm not a big Pinot fan. I did get the cherry. Ooh, spice. Spice right at the end, at the tip of the tongue.
Ooh, there's a lot of spice in that.
Right at the end, on the tip of the tongue.
Oh, I got it like right at the front of my
in the
throat.
back. Yeah.
Wow.
Wowie, wow.
That is spicy. That is spicy wine.
Yeah.
It's Russian, so maybe Russians are a little spicy.
Yeah.
You know what it kind of reminds me of, though? It's a Russian spy.
Black Widow.
Yes.
There we go.
Would you spit or swallow Black Widow?
Total swallow. I love her.
That's a little spicy for me.
It is spicy. I kind of feel it down here in that chest.
That is
Natasha
a Black
Romanoff,
Widow.
I shouldn't have brought her up because I will go on a tangent about
She
her.
will. So we'll just jump onto my wine.
Yeah.
Mine isn't very exciting. It's Kendall Jackson. But there is notes on the back.
Yay!
For white wine. That's exciting. So it's in oak barrels, undertones of vanilla, which you definitely taste. Toast to a vibrant tropical aromas and flavors of pineapple, mango, and papaya.
Vanilla with all of that.
This is a good one. I'll do my look.
That looks like Chardonnay, I think.
It
nice.
Look at you knowing your whites, Kelly.
A nice golden color.
Yep, it is. And look, we got some legs.
Oh, yeah, there they are. Ooh,
Yep.
yeah. They're fast legs.
They're fast.
She's got
sexy.
legs and she knows
They're
how
quick.
to use them.
Hold on to her. All right. Oh, it smells like pineapple.
Do a refresher because these girls are.
I know you're getting wild with your wine today.
Oh yeah, the pineapple. Oh, I can smell the vanilla too.
It's like pineapple and vanilla.
A nice musky vanilla.
I got a little cut in my lip and I can feel it right in there.
Is it citrus? Ooh.
It's definitely a summertime wine.
It's very buttery, like a Chardonnay,
Mm-hmm.
like thick. We like that thick texture in your mouth.
Yeah, we like everything a little thicker. It looks like a fall wine because of the label, but it's definitely a summertime wine.
Yeah, I think Kendall Jackson always has that leaf on there, the little
Yeah.
maple leaf.
It's good. I'm trying to think of who it
is really
reminds
good.
me of. Definitely a guy with his shirt off.
Yeah,
Like
a
a
construction. Yeah,
yeah. And you're just sitting back watching them work. This is the
like.
wine. Pen pal.
Oh my God! Yes,
Aiden.
Aiden. That is him. We need to show the cover because
Oh my gosh.
this
he's
cover
so
we
fucking
talked
hot.
about it. We talked about it when we did this book. But like, look at this
Yeah.
this cover is perfect.
I would be a bunny for him. I would not run very fast.
Run, little bunny. It would be like, oh,
Mhm.
run.
Oh no.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh,
Aiden's following me. How could I go any
I
faster?
can't go any faster.
Let me sit down and drink my wine.
I've tripped. Oh, do you need to work on that roof some more?
Oh, if you have not read that book, you need to. All right, well, let's move on.
Mm-hmm.
We have a very exciting interview.
Yeah. Oh, we're going to talk about my shoes.
Oh, so Kelly's wearing some really cool shoes to go along with the book.
Yeah.
Show your shoes, Kelly.
I coordinated with the book, obviously. And so today I did. And there are, if you can see.
Very cool.
They're werewolves.
They're very cool shoes.
And they have little teeth on the front, which you can't really see. And they've got little eyes on the side. And they're rad. They're werewolves.
Cool.
To go with my werewolf.
I can't walk in heels to save my life. But anyway, so today we have Robin Jeffrey. Hungry is the Night is her book that we're going to talk about a little bit. So much fun. Great book. Lots of action. Oh my gosh. Lots of sensory experience. We talk about that a little bit in the interview. Definitely check it out. The interview gives away no spoilers.
She's great.
Yeah. So here is Robin Jeffrey.
We're here with Robin Jeffrey, and she's the author of Hungry is the Night, super fun werewolf book.
Tell us about your book.
Yes, yeah. Hungry is the Night is a paranormal romance. It is set in and around Seattle, as you said. It is the story of two werewolves who have been kind of torn apart by circumstance, but have to work together to solve crimes, essentially, against their dens. And there's lots of action, lots of terror, panic, lots of violence, which I always think is fun, and lots of sexy times.
Yeah.
Yeah. Perfect combination.
Yeah.
We were talking about this earlier, and I really liked how you described the shift from human to were. Like,
that was amazing.
it was so cool. And I was telling Penny, like, I had never read or seen it described or portrayed like in movies or anything else quite like this, and it was awesome.
It really was.
I
very
loved
cool.
it.
Thank you so much. I worked really hard on that. I really wanted it to be really visceral and not like pretty. Like it's not like it's fun to be a werewolf. It's like no, like it's hard and it kind of sucks to make that change into a giant on your hind legs beast that has huge claws and teeth. And I wanted it really rooted in like this might sound weird to say, but like a female experience. So like I really wanted that like that feeling of like intense cramps and like body horror that I feel like women are really familiar with, of like feeling like your body is kind of attacking you. So I kind of drew that inspiration from that, and I think it worked really well.
I feel like we do turn into werewolves at least once a month. So.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, where it's like, hey, what is going on in there? Like that's ridiculous. Please stop.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was telling Kelly, the torture scenes that you have in here, there's a couple. It was so cool. Like how you described every like feeling in detail. Like I've read like torture scenes before, but normally it's the person giving the torture. That's maybe because we read way too many dark romances. But this one was like the opposite, like receiving the torture and just like the warmth on their skin before they got burned and like
you could
it was
like
so cool.
really feel like you're really good with your visionary words and your sensory words.
Yes.
You know, so you can like really put yourself in that scene and that position that the person's in.
Mm-hmm.
That was really cool.
And the female in this was the lead character. She
Yeah.
was like the head. There wasn't any like a little bit like, oh, he had to step down to be,
Mhm.
let her go ahead. Like she
Yeah.
came in the leader. I loved that so much.
Like this passed the Bechdel test for sure.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. And that was actually like one of my main like uh inspirations for writing this book in particular was I wanted more female werewolf representation, as weird as that might sound. Like I was like, I'm tired of reading werewolf books where the females are either like, oh, where they're like a harem, or they're in the corner, or where they have to constantly step down to let the alpha males do their thing. I was like, you know what? No, I want some badass female werewolves.
Yes.
Yeah.
I want to let them shine and do their thing.
Yeah.
And Grace was born.
So this is kind of like our next question is how did you come up with the idea for this? So did you have more of an inspiration besides just that?
Yeah, well, so I'm a big Buffy the Vampire Slayer fan from back in the day.
Yeah.
Um, Loved Buffy the Vampire Slayer growing up. And so I really loved how they did werewolves. I thought that was a really cool idea of, kind of shifting into an actual monster, not so much a wolf.
Mm-hmm.
And that idea of it's always a part of you, but it doesn't necessarily have to consume who you are.
Mhm.
Like you're still a person, but you just have this thing that happens to you every once in a while.
Mm-hmm.
And I drew a lot of inspiration from that. And then I'm an academic librarian in my other life.
Wow.
Yeah, so I did a lot of research on like historical werewolf stories and like past werewolf trials and all that kind of stuff. And it's just fascinating how, just kind of like witch trials, like women were constantly targeted as potential werewolves. And it's like, that's fascinating to me. I think that's super telling and interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So I drew a lot from kind of history and that sort of stuff as well.
The detail alone, like you can tell how much effort you put into that. There was a
Yeah,
lot
that's
of
really cool.
surprises. Like at some books that you read, especially when it's like their first couple of books, I feel like you can kind of see what's coming. Like you're like,
Mhm.
I know, like this is gonna happen. I got caught off guard on so many times. I was like, whoa,
Yeah.
okay, did not see that coming at all.
Yeah, that's always a fun surprise.
Well, can you tell me a little bit about how you create your characters?
Yeah, so I think maybe unlike a lot of other writers, I don't do a lot of drawing from like people I know. I kind of intentionally stay away from that because I write to kind of escape my real life and the real world. So I kind of create my characters. I hear them in my head first before I do anything else with them. I usually hear a conversation or a couple words or something like that. And so that not to get too spoilery, it's not a big spoiler, but there's an opening conversation in the book between my two main characters, Marcus and Grace. And that was the only conversation that I had when I started writing. Was I just heard Marcus and I heard Grace having this opening conversation. Everything kind of spun off of that, where I was like, okay, so there are these two. At first, they were just people; they weren't even werewolves. Having this conversation about obviously some past history. What's going on with that? And you just kind of let it spin out from there, like a beautiful tapestry, and it grows.
How do you get into the headspace to write these super intense scenes?
I think the way I get into a good frame of mind for those is I kind of turn myself off and turn myself into a camera, if that makes any sense. Where it's like I
Yeah.
try to take as much emotion out of my own interaction with the work, where it's like, okay, let's forget how Robin would feel about whatever's going on that I'm trying to describe. And just straight up, I am a camera and I am taking in the scene. What do I see? What's in front of me? And then I get to kind of dial it up to 11 by going, I'm more than a camera. I'm a camera that can feel and can smell and can taste, but I still don't react to anything. Because the point is that I want the reader to react, but I don't want to tell them how they should feel.
Yeah.
So I just kind of lay out what I'm seeing and feeling and tasting, but I don't tell the reader, oh, and by the way, this is horrific.
Right.
Yeah.
By the way, this is horrible, or like this is really violent, or this is really intensely sexy. Like, I don't say that. I just go, this is what's happening. Make your own judgment.
I love that.
That's awesome.
Yeah, because then
Yeah.
everyone has different feelings. Like for me, that would be so more intense, but then for somebody else, they might feel completely different in that situation. So that's
Right.
amazing. I
That's
love
really
that.
cool. I like that.
What advice would you give somebody that is considering writing their first book?
So this is the advice I always give to new writers, and that is finish the work.
Ooh.
I feel like a lot of people start a project, they start a story. It might not even be a novel length project to them yet, but they start and then they get a fourth of the way, half of the way through, and they go, this is hard, or I don't like this anymore, or it's not coming out the way I want it to. And they just go, well, I'm just not going to finish it. I'll try again. I'll try something else. Don't don't do that. Finish the work. If you start it, finish it. See it through, and then you can say, "Hey, I wrote a book. It's not perfect. It's not exactly how I wanted it to be, but the truth of the matter is, I don't think I've ever met a writer who's ever written a first draft of anything and gone, I nailed that. That was exactly what I wanted it to be." So yeah, I always tell people you have to finish what you start.
That is really good advice.
Mhm. This is also one of my favorite questions
Yes.
because everybody's answer is different and they're always amazing answers too.
Thank you for sharing that.
Mm-hmm.
Would you be okay if Ryan read a couple of the sexy scene lines to add in here just to give a
Oh,
taste?
absolutely.
You will-
Yes.
Ooh.
He'll be all, especially werewolf. He's gonna be so excited.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Oh ho, she can give it, but she can't take it, I taunted, working her nipple between my teeth and sucking hard. Eat me, shot back Grace. I pulled away from her with a growl. Love to. That was all the preamble I gave before I slid myself down between Grace's legs, spreading them wide with my hands and licking at her greedily. Grace's back arched off the mattress. She immediately grabbed the back of my head with her hands, digging her fingers into my hair and holding me in place. I curled my tongue inside her entrance. Once, twice, 3 times before moving up to lick and suck at her swollen clit. Her body shook with pleasure as I slid the 3 longest fingers of my free hand inside her, beginning to pump the digits in and out in a slow, steady rhythm while I focused my mouth on her most sensitive spot. After a few minutes of this, I hummed, deep and guttural against her body, releasing her for just a moment, my mouth replaced by my thumb as I kissed her inner thigh.
Mm-hmm.
Are you ready for your blush questions?
I'm so ready.
Yay.
Okay, if anything you feel uncomfortable with at all, you just say pass and we'll come up with another one for you.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay, this is the one that we really like to ask people, so I'll just throw it in first. Tell us a story about after a bottle of wine you've had.
So, like a story that I would only tell after a bottle of wine, or a story of something that happened after a bottle of wine?
Ooh, either way.
Ooh, this could be interesting. I
Yes.
guess either way.
Or both.
Or both? Say the first thing that comes to mind is I don't really drink that much. Mostly because the very first time I was able to legally drink, I was at a cider festival.
Ooh.
And I did not know my limits, and I proceeded to sample way too many ciders.
Oh,
no.
And I had to be escorted to a table by my friends because I was very loudly proclaiming, I'm not drunk. I'm not drunk. I'm fine. I'm not drunk. I'm not drunk. It's fine.
Oh, that's awesome.
So I always know that if I start insisting that I'm not drunk, I'm probably drunk.
I like
Now
your
we know.
slur impression too.
Yeah.
That's great. What is the craziest place that you have had sex?
That is a good one. And now it's like you can tell that I'm a analytically minded person because I'm like, what counts as sex?
Oh.
Then I do have an actual like crazy answer for this one.
Yes.
I can't wait.
On a elementary school slide.
This is the
I
best answer
love
we've
it.
had. Tell us everything.
I was a teenager and I was in love, and me and my boyfriend, who is shall remain nameless, we were hanging out late at night, and there were very limited places for two teenagers to go late at night
Oh, yeah.
and have
Mhm.
intimate time with each other. And so one of the places we liked to hang out was the elementary school that was kind of down the street from his house. And yeah, things progressed.
Who would have thought?
Yep.
You need to add that into your book somewhere.
I
Mhm.
probably do somewhere, yeah.
Yeah, that would be a good one. Okay, ready for my question?
Mhm.
Can you tell us about your first kiss?
Ooh, that's a good one.
I can. My first kiss. Now I'm trying to think about how to describe it. I was a theater kid back in high school. So I was on the techie side. So I was on like the building the sets and doing the lights and all that kind of stuff. And my crush was one of the cast members.
Ooh, look at
And
you.
we were hanging out after rehearsal, and I just so distinctly remember I was standing on one of the unfinished pieces of set that I had been working on. And he came up and he kissed me, and it felt very romantic.
Aww.
And then later I realized that he was kind of a skee-ball. But the kiss was wonderful.
I want to know something.
Ooh, look at Penny.
Mhm.
In your sex scene that you did, the first one, is that something that you have tested out and experienced?
I do research my sex scenes, and I can't say that I am necessarily have done it like shot for shot, but yes, I wish I was as flexible and athletic as Grace, but as close as I can get, yes, is.
This was so much fun. Thank you so much for talking to us.
Well, thank you so much for having me on. I really had a great time with y'all. This was wonderful.
You're
the
very
best.
fun. We love you.
Well, enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks so much. Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, we had Robin Jeffrey here. She's great. Penny's in dress. We got some ice cubes.
Very inappropriate
We
places.
put them some places.
Yep.
Oh my gosh, I can't laugh.
Okay, so next week, Kelly,
What are we doing next week? Oh,
this was a terrible idea.
we have Pippa. We're reading Pippa Grant next week.
We are reading Pippa Grant.
Mhm.
Yeah, baseball. Baseball asses.
It's Copper Valley Thrusters is the series, but we're gonna read the one with it's about Cooper with Sam Meyerson on the cover because we love Sam.
We do love Sam. Who is Sam?
He's the model on the cover. This is
Yeah.
why I found out about Pippa Grant is because I follow him.
Yep, we're gonna read it. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
thank you, Robin Jeffrey. That was
Yay.
fun. We'll see you guys next week.
Oh my gosh. Oh my god.
Take a sip.
Oh shit, why?
You have to after your cheers.
Mm.
Get it out, get it out, get it out.